think it's interesting that taste is one of the most primal ways of relating for all creatures, especially, just think about how babies, they know nothing, they can't talk, they can only scream and touch and taste is the most intimate. I don't know, I'm not speculating, but I'm just gonna say that I wonder if there's something about this meal that when we taste it and we experience it, when we feed, when we drink it, I wonder if there's something in there that connects. The point, though, is that this story, that this moment, that communion, whether in the way that John tells it in John 6, or the way that John tells it later on in chapters 13, 14, and 15, where John depicts it as, greater love has no one than this, that someone lays down his life for his friends, or love one another as I have loved you, or abiding, simply abiding. There are so many ways to understand this story, and John does it in one way, the other gospel authors do it in another. But the heartbeat of this is simply because Jesus has freed us, freed the world from slavery to sin and death. He offers us a life that we can abide in Him, to be joined to Him, to be unified with Him. He offers us a life where we can eat with Him, that we can rest with Him, that we can stay for dinner, right, with Him. He offers us a life where all people are equal and all people are welcome to His party. The body resembles the giving of His life to us, while the blood resembles the giving of His life, just the giving of His life. So the blood is like the blood that was poured out in order to give us this bread. Because for a life to be received, life must be given. But as I encourage you to meditate on this, or to chew on it, I think the way the Hebrew word, I can't even remember it now, so look it up. But the Hebrew word for meditate is more of like an onomatopoeia, one that's where it's like where you would see a bear or a lion that's like gnawing on its prey, or like a dove that's like, it's like they're making these sounds when they are happy and they're just kind of rolling and mulling over their food. Meditation is this word for us. We are called to meditate on the scriptures here, but meditate on what Jesus is doing. Meditate on what He's saying. Focus on this meal. Use this meal as a glimpse to understand who Jesus is and what He was called to be, and what He was and what He is for us now. I asked a question earlier. I asked if you were hungry. And I just challenge you to really wrestle with that. Take this question, am I hungry? Walk away with it. And allow the Lord to sort that one out with you. It may take 4 or 5 years, and I'm not even halfway there, so good luck. But man, it's been so satisfying, because I can attest with all of my being that, like Jesus says, those who come to me, I will not cast out. Those who come to me, they will be satisfied. They will not hunger or thirst any longer. And there have been some times where I've just been reading, and I lose track of time, and I lose track of my hungers. And there's a very literal way where this has happened to me, but this has also happened in many other ways too. Things that I used to hunger for, I don't hunger for anymore, because I've just been satisfied in who Jesus is and what He's doing and what He wants to do in us. Guys, He wants to give His life for you. He has given His life for you. There's no greater love, that's what John says, than when someone gives their life for someone else. The next time that you, at your local church, participate in communion or the Eucharist or the Mass or whatever, use that time to meditate on exactly what Jesus is doing. Rip that bread. Dip it in the wine or the grape juice. Experience this, that it took something physical breaking, something physical bleeding for us to have life. And when we meditate on this story, very similarly to how the Passover feast and the Passover story and the story of the Exodus shaped the people of Israel. We too can be shaped by this story that Jesus is giving us in this meal. So with that, I just want to say that I will be praying for you, and it's going to be a hard journey, but I'm telling you that it is worth it at all costs. It is worth it at all costs. I'll pray to conclude. Lord, you are good. You have shown yourself to be love. You've invited all who are hungry and all who are thirsty to come and to feed and to eat. In other passages elsewhere, you say, come and rest. And we see in Luke where you have just like 10 chapters of just throwing dinner parties with all the wrong people, right? God, you are doing things in this world, both then and now. Lord, I ask that you prepare us to be a people who take your salvation seriously. I ask that we are a people that learns to meditate and to be shaped by the story of communion, the story of the Eucharist, the story of where God, Yahweh, rescues his people from slavery, from both Pharaoh and from sin and death. Lord, you are good, you are holy, you are worthy of our praise. May we find satisfaction in you. Amen. Thanks, guys. This is an original piece of mine called Bread of Life. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall down. Come and feed us now. Bread of life, fall down. The wine is sour, but your blood is honey sweet. Your body's broken, so the starving can come and feed. Jew and foreign, married by the bond of blood, forever faithful is your covenantal love. Oh, 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 oh. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall down. Come and feed us now. Bread of life, fall down. You heard our cries in bondage. You called us your kin. You saved us from Pharaoh. You saved us from our sin. Deliver us from the evil one. kingdom's in your hand. Guide us by your fire, God, as you lead us to your promised land. The promised land. The promised land. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall down. Oh, come and feed us now. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall down. Whoa, come and feed us now. Bread of life, fall down. Let your kingdom come. Let your will be done. Let your kingdom come. Let your will be done. Hear us in heaven. Oh, 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 heaven. Hear us in heaven. Oh, hear us in heaven. Oh, heaven. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall down. Whoa, come and feed us now. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall down. Bread of life, fall